So I get a lot of questions on how to use Curbelo and what do I do for my own personal skin routine. And so I don't like to tell people what to use or what not to use or how to use the product because everybody's different. And my personal skin routine may be a little too harsh for somebody else, and it may not be enough for another person. So I decided to do a video just all natural so people can see who Lisa is underneath all the makeup because I do have skin problems. So every time someone says, "Oh, your skin is so beautiful," I always think, if they only knew. So right here under this eye is the scar that's left from the accident that I talked about in the previous video. Um, it doesn't look like much now, but when I get tired, it gets darker. And you can really see, especially when I have bags under my eyes, it really, really gets dark. And I get accused of having a smudge or a mascara or something. And it's just that scar. Also, the discoloration around my mouth and my chin. I went through everything early. I went through puberty early. I went through menopause early. So that left a lot of facial hair, and it's not cute. And it's really hard for women to deal with this because, especially for African American women or women with darker skin tones, there are not a lot of products for us to help combat the facial hair. Unless you can afford laser treatments or some other type of therapy like that, then you don't have to deal with this. But as for me, right now, that's unattainable, especially with everything that's going on in the world. So I choose to put my extra money into my dream, which is my business. So that's why I'm coming to you just like this because there are a lot of women who are like me, who are just trying to cope with this. I've been dealing with it now for the past 14 years. So, and it's definitely gotten lighter than it was before. I thank God for my family and for my wonderful husband who never made me feel unattractive or ugly or, scary or any other word because there were definitely looks from people where you could notice the discoloration around my mouth. And I see it, so I know other people see it, and I see it on other women, and I can see in their eyes, when they look away quickly, that they're uncomfortable, and they don't know what to do with it. Not everybody knows how to apply makeup to cover it very well, or hide it, in some other form or fashion. So it's a little disheartening, and when people look at you a certain way or make certain comments, it can catch you off guard and it can be very discouraging. But before I talked about my skin routine, I want to talk about my skin problems. And this is definitely one of the biggest problems that I'm dealing with as far as my skin right now. I'm also combating a flare on my hand because I changed detergents, dishwashing detergents, and it broke me out. So it's starting to discolor around my knuckles and it's itching really bad. But thank goodness Curabello helps so much. So it's not anywhere where it could be because this hand has broken out before and it literally looked like an alligator. The hand started crawling, just growing instead of my regular hand. So Curabella is doing its job, and it also does its job on my face. After I wash my face, I apply the refiner on my face, and it takes care of the acne and the blackheads and all that stuff. So that hasn't been an issue for years, just the discoloration. The scar makeup, I can deal with that. This, the more makeup you apply, as we women know, the more makeup you apply, the heavier and more cakey it looks. So I don't like to apply a lot. So sometimes you can still see uh, a little bit of the discoloration. But I try to do my best, and I am willing to be a guinea pig for any makeup artist out there who would love to help me. Thank you. So, what I want everyone to understand is I know what you're going through. Um, my discoloration may not be as bad as someone else's. And again, it is definitely better than it was just even last year, and definitely 12 years ago. It lightened up quite a bit. But there's beauty in all skin types. And no matter what the skin issue is, we're all beautiful. And that's why I made Curbello. I want everybody to understand that underneath the makeup and underneath the fancy clothes and the beautiful hair and the nails and all that stuff, we may not be perfect, but we are perfectly beautiful no matter what.